In this episode of the How to Get on Reality TV podcast, we talk about how important energy is. Welcome to the How to Get on Reality TV podcast with Dan Giesling, where I answer your reality TV casting questions once a week. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dan Giesling. I'm super excited to be here answering your reality TV casting questions every Monday on a new podcast. I'm really excited about this question because it's something that we've mentioned before, but an entire episode's never been dedicated to it. So I'm really excited about that. Before we get to that, though, I have to talk about the Snapchat that someone had sent me. And for those of you guys that haven't added me on Snapchat, it's just my name, all one word, Dan Giesling. And if you guys want to add me there, and you know, I check it all the time and yada, yada, yada. But you should add me there because there's always good stuff. But someone sent me a Snapchat. That's it. And I'm not going to share the visual with you because I don't want to, you know, it's the person didn't give me permission. But bottom line, essentially what someone did was someone sent me a Snapchat of them at an open casting call. They have this card with a number on it. And he said, "Dog, I'm heated. I drove 3.5 hours to talk to a camera." So here's someone, you guys know my stance on open casting calls. They're great for experience, not great for really anything else, especially if it's a show you really want to be on. Unless, you know, I always talk about unless you're naturally gifted and naturally dynamic, which a lot of people aren't, you know, myself included. So what is going on here is this guy, so it was a different kind of open casting call, and we've talked about this in a previous episode, but this was an open casting call. It's usually held by a CBS or NBC or whatever the show is affiliate, and it's a way for them to get you on a camera, and essentially there's a camera there and there's someone from the station, so not affiliated with the show, and they're like, okay, hey, tell us why you're going to be great on the show. And they put everyone on this one tape. And they send this one tape into the casting, and casting will, you know, fast forward through and watch it. But it's essentially the exact same thing as shooting your own audition video, except not as good. And it's not even like there's a casting person there in the first place, which is nothing wrong with that. But it could be a time sink, and this person was pretty, you know, upset about it. Which I can understand, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because, you know, there are people out there that are, you know, don't know where to turn or what to do. And, you know, this is why we do the show. The other thing I want to give you guys a heads up about is that this is kind of like early, but I wanted to tell you guys first on the podcast, that if you're on Instagram, you're going to want to add Instagram.com/howtogetonrealitytv. We're going to start posting there, you know, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday with some tips, and we'll be interacting there. And if you guys have questions, you know, there'll be some motivation stuff to help you with casting. And it's just good, you know, to connect on there. And if you guys are really serious about it, I encourage you guys to check it out. It's not a full release yet, but I just wanted to tease it to you guys there. So you'll see there should be at least a few pictures posted by the time this goes live. But yeah, so if you're adding Instagram, Instagram.com/howtogetonrealitytv, and if you're coming from the podcast, just leave a Apple emoji on the comments on the first picture. That way I knew you came from there, and we're gonna do something special for those people that do. All right, so we should probably get into this week's question. So let's get into this week's question from Jason, which is all about energy.
Hey Dan, I was just kind of wondering, how important is it to really have energy in your audition video? I sent mine in about a month ago, and I've seen it probably 100 times since I've sent it in. I'm happy with the way I look in the video, and I'm happy with the things I said. I think I really presented myself in a very unique way. But the more I watch it, the more I kind of feel like I just talked normally, pretty much how I'm talking right now. So that kind of worries me. It's been a monkey on my back for the last month. So how likely is it that casting will just pass me by if I said all the right things, but I'm not saying it in a very energetic way? I know it's already way too late for me, but maybe somebody else out there that's still working on their video will be able to benefit from this question. And also, if by chance you do select this question to be on the podcast, I already own a copy of the book. So if you'd like to send it to one of the other people that asked the question, that'd be great. Thanks, Dan.
All right, so Jason is kind of in no man's land at this point. He's already sent his audition video in, and he knows that his energy level isn't good. And I'm glad that you said that, because I was going to say it for you, and I didn't want to, you ask a question on the podcast because you want help. And unless I'm straightforward with you, it's not going to help you. But even on your call, I'm like, man, this guy really doesn't have a ton of energy. He's not really that excited to be on the show. So I'm guessing that he's probably going to be like this in an audition video. Man, really, I hope his audition video wasn't like in this tone of voice. And you came out and said it was. So at least you have the self-awareness, which is huge, that you didn't bring the energy in your audition video, which is not good. And, how important is energy? Energy is everything when it comes to applying for reality TV. It's so important. It's as equally as important as your story. For example, hey, I don't know if this is factually accurate or not, but just roll with me on this. Hey, my name is Buzz Aldrin. I happen to be one of the first Americans or first people ever to land on the moon. I was on the moon and I grabbed a rock. It was a moon rock, and no one's ever seen it or touched it before. I came back and really, okay, you have an amazing story. You're the first person on the moon, right? But if you're telling it in a way that's not exciting or with no emotion or energy behind it, you're going to put anyone to sleep. Hey, I was elected president. I was the first person under the age of 21 to be elected president. You can't do that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just how you present it. What you say is as equally as important as how you say it. And energy can also be interchanged with emotion. You don't always have to be like super excited and yelling, stuff like that, but you can put emotion behind something. You can put sadness, you can put anger, you can put excitement, you can put sadness, happy. There's a lot of different emotion you can put into your audition video, and you need to do that. And it always goes back to the rule. If you think you're being emotional, if you think you're conveying energy, you need to go back and watch yourself on tape to see how it looks, because chances are being on TV and looking normal on TV is extremely uncomfortable, and it's really weird and strange if you've never done it before. And so that's really, really important. What are some things you can do to show more emotion? Number one, make sure you're talking about things about your life or about that you care about that naturally will convey emotion. So it's really hard to convey emotion or energy about something you don't really care about. So talk about things that are important to you, that you feel strongly about, that you feel passionate about. The second thing is just what I said. Take your cell phone, lean it up against your desk or against the wall, and just record yourself talking. I give this action all the time, and a lot of people don't do it. Record yourself talking and see how it looks. Okay? Stop the recording. Re-record the exact same thing you just said. You can paraphrase it, but bring more energy. Use facial expressions, use hand motions, inflect your voice. I had to laugh. We're getting up here in episodes, and I went back and for like 30 cringeworthy seconds, I went back and watched, one of the earlier podcasts when we started going to the video format. I'm like, wow, like even in like when you do something enough, you get better at it. Not that I'm saying I'm great at this, but I'm way better than when we first started. And just watch one of the old episodes. You can just tell. And it's part of it is just kind of getting used to it, getting used to the flow, watching yourself back, even though I don't watch myself back for the podcast very often, if at all. But, that's a great way to tell, because guess what? The tape and the film doesn't lie. You can shoot an audition video and be like, yeah, it was the greatest thing in the world. And you go back and watch it. You're not going to fool yourself when you actually sit and watch and see what you put on tape. So I would go through that exercise, Jason. I really would. The second thing you said that was a little concerning me is you said you think you said all the right things. And I hope you mean all the right things for yourself and not all the right things that you think they want to hear. So that means you have a well-developed story. You understand what makes you unique. You understand how to pitch yourself. I'm hoping that's what it was, and not saying things that because you think that's what they want to hear, because that's a huge no-no. The other thing that I like that you did, Jason, was I like the fact that, you said, hey, I already bought the book, which, that's awesome. But you're like, hey, I want to give it to someone else. So we're actually, Jason, we're going to give away the book to someone who goes to our Instagram account. So Instagram.com/howtogetonrealitytv, follows us and leaves your name. Hey, Jason sent me on the image posted tomorrow, which will be Monday, or actually it'll be the second image. It'll be just my face won't be on it. It'll just be a black, white, and red quote. So the first person to go there and post, hey, Jason sent me, we're going to send Jason's free digital copy of my story, How a Normal Guy Got Cast on Reality TV. But Jason, yeah, thank you for submitting that question, man. I really hope it helps. And I think you probably learned a very valuable lesson. Through whatever reason, however you found out you didn't have enough energy, I think it's a valuable lesson. So when you come back next year, you're ready to go. And I think that's the most important thing, is that you do come back next year and that you don't, let one mistake 1 year get the best of you. But anyways, Jason, thanks so much for submitting your question. If you want your question answered on the podcast, you can go to howtogetonrealitytv.net/ask and leave a voicemail question right there. It's super simple, easy to use. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from your computer. All right, so that wraps up another episode of the How to Get on Reality TV podcast. I need to address something, and it bothers me. When something bothers me, it bothers me very, 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 very minimally. And, for every 20 emails, more than that, every 100 emails that I get, I'll get one, and it's really rare, maybe one a year, of people saying, hey, Dan, how can you, sell these products? How can you charge for these products? And, it's a ripoff and blah, blah, blah. Okay, and that's personally insulting to me, because my whole goal with the podcast, with the website, is to help people like myself way back in the day that didn't have a ton of information, that isn't comfortable with casting on reality TV. My goal was to create a resource to help those people. And under no circumstance do you have to buy anything from this site to increase your chances or to become more successful in reality TV casting. The products that are sold on the site are for your convenience. More often than not, all the information is available for free in the podcasts and articles on the website in some form or fashion, but it's the manner of convenience in which how they're packaged that people buy it. And out of everyone that's bought the product over, what is this, over the past 4 years, there's been no refunds. Like, people can ask for a refund. And so it just bothers me when people are upset for other reasons and take it out, on the site. And, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's like anything else. I try to understand what's really bothered someone, whether it's the fact that maybe they got rejected in casting, maybe they're not happy with their story, whatever it is, maybe they're having a rough day. That's cool. I can take that heat. But to me, it's like, it made me just want to deliver the message that you don't have to buy a darn thing from this site, and you can be in the same position as people that have. It's just a matter of how do you want to consume the information and what's most convenient for you. And I apologize for going on this rant. It's just something that, it's like, dude, or whoever sent the email, I am not putting you, forcing you against your will to buy anything. And if at any point you bought something you're not happy with it, go ahead and return it. Just request the refund. I'm cool with that. But to everyone else out there, this rant is not meant for you. But it's, I just had to get it off my chest because, I put this in a way so if you're a college student that's going by week to week on ramen and it's your goal to get on reality TV, you can do that without spending a dime on the site. And for people that are in a different position, you can buy it for convenience. And if you don't do either, that's cool too. But just, don't. I'm not going to control what people say. But I just needed to get that off. I feel like this is one of the more, I want to say, raw podcasts we've had. I'm just like, all right, this is how it's going to be. And, but yeah, so anyways, that's that. We'll be back next Monday with a new episode. Oh, the other thing, go check out the Instagram account. It's not fully released yet, but be one of the first people there, and you'll be happy you did it at Instagram.com/howtogetonrealitytv. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed or understood the rant, and at least I feel better about it. But yeah, I will see you guys next week, and take care.